What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Double Coverage. Hope you're still living, loving, and breathing sport. I'm Dom with the great man, Sauce. It has been a big newsworthy week in sports, Sauce, and we're going to get to some of that in a second. But how are you going first and foremost?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. I'm plugging along on the mend. Excited for this weekend. If you're not aware, there is obviously the Melbourne Card Fair is on, so we'll talk about that a little bit later. We'll give it a proper plug. But excited for the show. It's the first one of the year, so pumped for that. And good to get out there and catch up with a few lads that we haven't seen. Obviously, you see them regularly at the card show, so it's good to always have a chat, talk a bit of trash, hopefully pick up something new, and maybe move on some cards. Who knows? But other than that, everything going well, and just back to normal operations. Pretty much. The shoulder's still sore.
I was going to say, how many weeks left now? What, you said 12 weeks? You said 8 to 12. We're going to go 12. So you got 11 weeks left.
Yeah. Well, I only really started my rehab last week. So
you got 12 weeks left.
Second week, yeah.
So you got 12 weeks left. You know what it's like. The longer you wait, the longer it takes. So.
Well, I couldn't do much the first week. It was hurt that much that
I know. You couldn't even sleep, mate. You were saying so.
Yeah, I was sleeping with 5 pillows.
Jeez,
fuck.
Adam, what's happening? James, what's happening? James says there's a Sydney Card Show 2. What's it called, James? So we can give it a plug. Yeah. Magda, welcome. Oh, we got so much going on. We're going to start at where we always start on this podcast. It's going to be a pretty quick NBA segment.
Yeah, quick.
And Sauce, the All-Star game is officially finished. That's it.
We knew that. I didn't even tune in.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't even tune in.
No, but you know why it's officially finished? Because I had it on in the background. I'm working away, and I'm like, oh, fuck, the All-Star game's on this week. I might as well. It's on today. I'll watch it. It's officially finished because, at the end, it's really close, and then they actually try for the last 8 minutes, and they play defense. They actually play proper basketball. Sauce. They were just walking up the court the whole last quarter, just dunking. Let's put it this way. There's 2 things I took away from this, and you're going to love the second one. The first one is, as I mentioned, it's finished. They got to find something to make it viable. You got all these people coming down. I don't want to see Dame Lillard hitting half-court shots because there's no one playing defense. Like, you might as well get, what's them called out? The trick shot guys to Dude Perfect to come out and just shoot balls from halfway. Like, really? Seriously? Like, missing layups and giving people dunk opportunities, and everyone's blowing dunks, and it's just shit. The second thing that I learned is Karl Anthony Towns shot 50 and lost in the All-Star game. So nothing really changes for that guy. So that's the second thing I learned. So nothing changes at all. You can put up 50 in the All-Star game and he still loses. So anyway, I'll tell you, it's a joke, and it's probably got to go. Did you see the skills challenge? Yeah. Ant-Man took the absolute piss out of it. He was shooting everything left-handed. He was just being an absolute clown. So they took a mockery of that, mockery of the All-Star game. The dunk contest was one of the worst in the history of the dunk contest. So it was a mockery of that too. The whole weekend was a mockery. It's just a waste of time. Might as well not have it. Just give him a 2-week break or whatever the hell you want to give him, a week break, and that's it. Let's move on. So that's all I have to say on that. The best thing was the alt cast with Charles Barkley and Draymond Green giving shit to each other. That was honestly the best thing.
Yeah, that was funny. I did see
some
snippets of that.
That's pretty much all on that. It was rubbish. When's the card fair? Sunday, 25th.
This Sunday, Adam.
It's called Sydney Trading Card Show, Ashfield, the one in Sydney. What time's it finish, Sauce?
Usually goes from, it's 9 till 3, I believe. But I'll double check that for you right now.
The commissioner was mad at the NBA, says Magda. Well, Silver's a clown because he put an in-season tournament in when he probably could have turned the All-Star game into something meaningful. As they keep saying, home court advantage for the team that actually tries for the West.
10 a.m. till 2 p.m., Adam. So 2 p.m. the card fair finishes.
They need 1v1 or 2v2 players to buy in. Winner takes all. Welcome, Matty Cams. It's just shit. That's all.
Rubbish.
That's all I'm wasting my breath on for that source. So
It's good. It's done. Now we're talking about, now this is where the real basketball starts after the All-Star break. Teams obviously trying to make that run for the playoffs. It's going to be interesting. What is there? About 30 games left, Doma. So it will be a very, very interesting last 30 games. But
Magda, he's going to get a gig for North, he says. That's all right. We'll get to that in a second. But it will be interesting.
Magda.
James said, Ant-Man said the All-Star break is for time for players to relax. And he definitely did. Yes, he did. All right, it's terrible. Let's move into stuff that actually matters, and that is the English Premier League. And mind you, ladies and gents, we do have AFL on here tonight. We're going to go through and preview some of the teams. So stay tuned for that. So we have Brentford, Liverpool, 4-1 win to Liverpool. Tottenham lose to Wolves 2-1. Nottingham defeat West Ham 2-0. Newcastle and Bournemouth get a draw 2-2. Aston Villa beat Fulham 2-1. Arsenal smack another team, and it's Burnley this time 5-0. Man City and Manny's Chelsea get a draw.
Yes,
so
Manny.
very
Yes,
happy.
Manny.
Brighton smack Sheffield 5-0.
I'm not sure if you see the statistics in that game. I'll just get it up quickly because it's absolutely.
And then
hilarious.
I'll just get to the last one. Man United beat Luton 2-1. So Hoyland with the brace, which is interesting.
Oh my
Hello,
Lord.
Vincent.
Hello, Vincent. Thank you, Chelsea. Thank you to your team for
Man United's
pulling
back,
through.
mate. I don't know what the hell's going on with that.
Look at this, Doma. Look at the stats. 70% possession to 30, 31
Where's
shots.
the momentum chart? We love the momentum chart.
Hang on, this is the momentum chart. Look at the second half. Up here is like severe pressure up that high.
Who scored for Chelsea? This is Chalobah. No.
Who scored in the end there? Hang on. It should tell me up here somewhere. There we go. Rodri in the end. But look at the second half, 73% to 27%, 17 shots, two big chances missed. Wow. Unbelievable.
Sterling scored,
well
said
done.
Vincent, for Chelsea.
Well
He said,
Chelsea,
my team, I dropped Chelsea a long time ago. Magda says, Rasmus is goated. I'm not going to go that far just yet. Yeah, I'm not going to get that far. Ugh. We could finish fourth somehow. I don't know how, but we could because Tottenham's losing games.
What did you do? You scored 2 goals in the first 15 minutes and then you held on for the rest of the game.
Yeah, well, you just do what you got to do, Sauce. I'm not going to I shouldn't be talking up like I actually think we're decent, mate. I shouldn't defend this club because they're still shit. Kyle Walker got ripped apart from Sterling, says Magda. Remember when
they outpossessed you?
Remember when Sauce, do you remember when Grealish asked Thierry Henry, what would you have done? Would this guy have given you a challenge? And he pointed to Kyle Walker when they won the Champions League, when you played in the Premier League. And Thierry Henry just laughed in both of their faces and said he'd have no chance. Kyle Walker would get destroyed against Thierry Henry in his prime. It's not even close, mate. Just because he's winning the Champions League in a stacked team doesn't mean he's holding up against all-time greats. You're just being ridiculous. He's not Ashley Cole, man. He's Kyle Walker. Enough said. Upcoming fixtures. We have... Hopefully United doesn't have a Monday game this week. 2 a.m. Sunday morning. Beautiful. We've got Man City Brentford, which is tomorrow morning at 6:30. That's a good one. Get up and watch that. Liverpool Luton, 6:30 on Thursday morning. Chelsea Tottenham is postponed. Then we have Aston Villa Nottingham, 2 a.m. Brighton Everton, 2 a.m. On Sunday. Crystal Palace Burnley, Man United Fulham, Bournemouth Man City, Arsenal Newcastle at 7 a.m. on Sunday morning. Wolves Sheffield and West Ham versus Brentford Source. So those are the games for this week. The standings are currently Liverpool on top, 57 points, followed by Arsenal on 55 points. Man City with the game in hand on 53 points, but the draw does help Arsenal and Liverpool. Villa 49 points in 4th, Tottenham 47 in 5th, and United's worked their way up into 6th on 44 points. Then we've got Brighton, Newcastle, West Ham, and Chelsea still in 10th, equal with Wolves.
Still a chance for that European football, bit of Champions League, Doma. So still a chance. You're only 5 points behind Spurs.
If we make Champions League, that's an indictment
Aston Villa, sorry.
on Aston Villa. Jules says Kobe Minu is the GOAT. Don't chat to me. Nah, he's very good. Must. They're all in here. Manu is a baller. Yes, he is. Results, of course, from the league that's better than the French league, according to Cristiano Ronaldo, and that is the Saudi Pro League. It's the one thing I probably disagree with him completely on. So, Abba and Al Tawun take out a 1-1 draw.
Good to see you're not totally brainwashed, Dom.
No, Al Etifak. He's trying to be Big Farmer Ronaldo when he said that. I'm like, you're not brainwashing me, mate. Al Etifak beat Al Khaleej 2-0. Damak lose to Al Shabab 1-0. Al Wada and Al Tay a 1-1 draw. Al Akdur beat Al Ali 3-2. Al Faya beat Al Hazem 3-1. Al Nassar defeats Al Fateh 2-1. Of course, Ronaldo scored. No surprises there. Al Halal beat Al Raid. No surprises there. Mitrovic scored. Al Ittihad defeated Al Riyadh. And Benzema did play Source. You'd be happy to know in that game. Jules says Saudi is a top 4 league. Then here come all the Suis in the chat. Very nice. The fixtures this week.
Games this week, yes. What do we got?
Big Aziz. We've got to get Aziz Beige on the pod, bro. I've got a message. I'll message him at the end of this podcast. We got, oh, fuck. What's going on here? Al Riyadh versus Al Raid. Al Tawun Al Aktud. Al Fateh versus Damak. Al Tay versus Al Ali. Al Hazem versus Al Khaleej. Al Faya versus Abba. Al Shabab versus Al Nassar. That's on Monday morning at 4 a.m. Al Etifak versus Al Halal Tuesday morning at 1 a.m. and Al Ittihad versus Craig Goodwin's Al Wada is the last game of the round. Champions League. Got anything this week? Probably should. There's a couple. There's an uncut Messi in the chat. We don't like that, but we'll take it. Inter Atletico is on tomorrow morning at 7. PSV versus Dortmund also on at 7 a.m. tomorrow. Then Thursday morning we have Porto versus Arsenal at 7 and Napoli versus Barcelona at 7 a.m. So tune in for those ones. Saucy. Any more comments?
Pumped.
Any comments there? We're happy.
Yeah, look, the only other comment is it seems as though it is going to be the way that Bayern are fumbling massively the Bundesliga. I'm not sure if you've seen they lost 3-2 to VfL Bochum, which let me put this into perspective. The last 3 games against this team, they'd won by an aggregate of about 4 goals, right? They kicked 7 goals against them last season, this team, and they lost 3-2.
I tell you what, there might be room
fumbling
for,
massively. It's the Hurricane curse, right?
Mate, there might be room for St. Paul's to get into the Bundesliga at the moment. We could beat Bayern Munich the way they're playing. I love it. Love to see it. Magda says, we need our boy Aziz on the stream. And he says, Source, get that Messi jersey back on. Jules says, let's be realistic. Next season, nothing matters because Real Madrid is winning everything, including the Prem. The bold statement is that they get Mbappe and they don't win anything. We've seen that happen in the past when they had the Galacticos. They won jack shit. So it sometimes can work that way, the chemistry. But when you got Jude Bellingham, who's the best player on the planet in your team, mate, he's giving you service. All you need to do is put it in the back of the net, literally. You get an elite service. Modric, Bellingham, Tony Cruz.
Oh, they reckon Modric might not be there next season.
You don't reckon? I reckon Rodrigo is going to get sold 100%. If they get Mbappe, Rodrigo's gone.
You reckon? I reckon they'll keep them as
They got Vinny. They got Vinny. They got Mbappe.
All Vincent says all Real needs is Pulisic now.
Oh, well, I'm lucky because the LeBron James of soccer plays for my team, AC Milan, so get to enjoy him. He scored on the weekend. LeBron James over there. Jude and Saka are the best England players.
That's fair. That's pretty fair.
We
And
need
probably
J-Vab
Foden
to
is
play
probably
for
up there.
Madrid. Suarez doesn't bite anymore because he doesn't want to cause a massive seismic shift in tectonic plates.
What are you rambling on about?
I don't know what he's talking about. He's lost the plot. Suarez can't even get a touch in the MLS anymore, mate. That's how finished he is. So, anyway, let's move on, Sauce, because we got some AFL. We're going to get into some team previews, and they're in no particular order, but I'm going to have to write these down because I'm going through 12 with you, and we'll do the final 6 next week, and then we'll give our predictions on the show next week as the season starts the following weekend. I'm pretty sure. So we've got to work that out. So we'll start with the Sydney Swans. We're just going to go through their ins,
Better
their
set up
outs.
a Supercoach league, Doma.
I've got my team ready, so I can create that. I've already done the team, so I'll bring that up next week. Don't worry, I've got it.
Make sure you bring it up.
Get ladies your Supercoach
teams, ladies and gentlemen, get them ready because obviously we'll create a league. We'll chuck it out in the socials and things. So be on the lookout. Get in there and kick Doma's ass. I don't play. For the record.
Yeah, it's fair. You'll beat me again. Who do we owe? Matt's Card Shop. We owe you something. We'll get you a box of Select when it comes out.
Yeah, and
Footy Stars.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Jules says Dom sucks at Supercoach. I love it. Problem with England is that they have too many youngsters and a coach that doesn't know how to coach. Always looking at my team for ideas. You're full of shit. Get out of here, bro. You talk absolute
rubbish. Didn't you build his team last season and he nearly won his comp?
Nah, that was my brother-in-law.
Oh, okay.
Not him.
That was different.
Yeah, he talks absolute rubbish. I'll go to the Oracle, mate. I'll go to the Oracle first.
Get into him.
Mate, I go to the Oracle for Supercoach teams, mate. The Oracle's the best at everything. You name it, he's good at it.
I know the Oracle is a gun. So, I remember being in when I did do Supercoach, being in a few leagues with the Oracle and getting my ass absolutely handed to me.
Getting whooped. Let's go straight to previews, and we'll start with the Swans. Notable ins, Taylor Adams, Joel Hamling from Fremantle, who's a free agent, Brodie Grundy. They picked up James Jordan from Melbourne. He's a handy player. They're the notable ins. Outs, Ryan Clark got delisted. Of course, Saucy's boy, Buddy Franklin retired. Tom Hickey retired. Paddy McCartan retired. And they got rid of Dylan Stevens to North Melbourne. That's pretty much it. Callum Mills in the medical room. Thoughts on the Swan Sauce?
I don't think
they got Grundy.
Bad as people think. I think they got it. They were building a nice young core coming up. I mean, Lance Franklin was didn't really do anything last year, so he's not going to be missed. I think they get an upgrade in the ruck with Grundy. We know how good he can be when he's the number one guy. Let's hope he can get back to his best form for them. That will obviously be big plus. But yeah, I think the Swans they got enough there to be able to make the 8. I will say that, but whether they can piece it together. Just 2 years ago, they were in the grand final.
Yeah, I know. It's just
a lot of those guys are still there.
Yeah, so, they've got a good team. They've got some good ins. So
some good
see what happens there.
I think they'll do well.
Let's go to Radelaide next. Sauce. The Crows. They were pretty good.
This is an interesting one.
Year. They brought in Chris Burgess from Gold Coast through trade. They got Daniel Curtin, who's meant to be a gun. Good pick up there. That's pretty much it. They're outs. Tom Duday off to Brisbane. Haitley delisted. Shane McAdam went to Melbourne to pick up for the D's. Fisher McCasey retired. Delisted. Paul Searsman retired. Obviously, he had a lot of history of concussion. So,
yeah.
room, Sloan, Saligo, Curtin's got knee soreness, Butts, Malera, Schomburg, Parnell, Nick Murray is recuperating from an ACL injury. Couple burning questions they got here. Will Taylor Walker continue to age like fine wine sauce? And will they move out of rebuilding mode into finals mode for season 2024? Thoughts?
I don't know. They're a tough one, the Crows, because they put patches of form together last season. That year we're like, oh, maybe they are going to do something. They've got that very strong home field advantage over there in Adelaide. It's a fortress when they're doing well. But I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see it. I think the Crows are going to struggle again this season. I don't know if they're going to take that next step. I feel like there's other teams there that might be above them. But yeah, I can't see them making the 8.
I'm not sure. If they can win all their games at home, there might be a sneaky that wild card team potentially. But yeah, I don't think so. We'll see what happens. No Sloan, no top 8, says Matty Cams. Adam says apparently Supercoach is now spelled Craig McRae. Grundy will be all Australian this year, says Magda. LD Sue for the Brownlow and Larky for the Coleman. Mate, if LD Sue can stay healthy, he probably could. But that's the key word there is health, which he hasn't had in the last few seasons. Next up, we've got the Cat Sauce. They had a subpar season last year, obviously winning the grand final the year before and absolutely struggling. The key ins, rookie, all rookies. No notable players. Outs, Segler retired, Radagalia traded to Port, Sam Menegola got delisted, Sam Simpson delisted as well, Cam Guthrie in the medical room, Jack Henry and Jai Clark. Burning questions. Can the Cats keep aging veterans fit and firing sauce? And can the next generation step up to keep the Cats in the fight? No. They're pretty old. Guthrie, Duncan, Blitzarves, Hawkins, Dangerfield. I don't know.
Hawkins is going around again.
Yeah, Tom Hawk. He is one of the best forwards to play the game, Sauce. We've said it on this show before. We've got a bit of backlash for it. Forwards. Say what? When you've got a couple of premierships under your belt, you can say whatever you want about some players. I think we compared Hawkins and Jack Rewood on this show. I think once upon a time. Geelong rookies.
I don't think the Cats are gonna. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I don't know.
I think they get back into the 8 this year.
I think they get back into the 8. I think they do get back into the 8. Will they go on to win it? I don't know. It's always tough to tell. How are you supposed to tell at the start of the season? Like, it's very, very hard. There's a lot that needs to play out. So I think there's definitely a possibility to get back in the 8. After a disappointing season last season, but yeah, they don't usually have 2, bad seasons back to back. So I feel like they'll bounce back. There's enough there. And the veterans, they play a big part. They need to stay fit.
Yeah. Next up, Sauce, we got the Gold Coast Suns. Of course, the biggest in for them is Damien Hardwick as coach. That is their biggest in. Notable outs, Jed Anderson delisted. Not really anything there, to be honest. They put together some decent form last year. Obviously, they got Jared Witts in there, Took Miller, Noah Anderson's a freak. Did very well in the Brownlow, Noah Anderson. If people were paying attention to the Gold Coast Suns youngster there. Matty Rowell as well. Sam Flanders is a gun. They got a good mixture of young and old, and obviously Bailey Humphrey came through last year and happened to be an absolute jet. So they've got some diamonds in the rough that they found. They drafted Jed Walter, who's meant to be an absolute freak with the number 3 pick. I don't know. It all comes down to King Sauce up forward. They kick goals. To be honest, they got Damien Hardwick. I expect them to come out and play high pressure football, Sauce, similar to Richmond. Very high pressure. They've got what Richmond, so their team is what Damien Hardwick couldn't do with Richmond because it was aging. But he can do it with this team because they're young. Is that high pressure football, which is what Richmond did when they won the Flags, is they had a lot of youngsters, like they were young. And then an aging group, it gets harder to maintain that. I think he just goes and does the same thing. And he's got King up forward. Bailey Humphries is good. Who else has got up forward?
It'll be interesting to see if he can change their fortunes around. Obviously, a pass mark for him is getting them to the finals.
Well, Powell's a freak. They've got some good defenders.
They were close last season, right? They were having a good run at one point.
They were very close last year. They've got a...
Why not? Why not?
They got a good team. Pretty decent on paper. So, Suns look all right. Western Bulldogs, obviously, their ins are Nick Caulfield from the Saints, James Harms from Melbourne. I didn't realise he went there. There you go. Josh Bruce retired. Hayden Crozier delisted. Mitch Hannon delisted. Toby McLean delisted. Tim O'Brien delisted. Rourke Smith delisted. And Jordan Sweet got traded off to Port Adelaide. Bailey Smith is the key out, tearing his ACL. McRae's had a hamstring injury. Keith is managing a knee injury. And I don't think the Dogs make the 8. That's my opinion. Source.
They're always that team that you think, when are they going to come back? I mean, they won that premiership when they were so young and they still have quite a few of those players, but I don't know if it's going to happen for the Dogs. And it's hard to... It's really like it's hard to say that they're going to go far when you've got a guy up forward who can be so dominant in the air, but he can't finish him when he gets the opportunity, and he does get the wobbles, mate. The astronaut. So I don't know. I'm not convinced on the Dogs. I'm with you. I think they could potentially miss the top 8.
They got a good ruckman. Tim English is a freak. Very good player. Next up, West Coast. Let's be honest. Let's go quick and easy on this. They'll probably try and improve, hopefully without any injuries that will massacre their list again, but they will try to improve.
They won't finish last.
Finish last. They'll be down the bottom, though, again. But we should see improvement throughout 2024 season. So that's West Coast.
I feel like they won't finish last.
Are they making finals? No. Straight up, no. The Tigers source. This is an interesting one. Adam Muze comes in as their coach. They pick up Jacob Kaczynski from the Hawks. He's a good pickup. There's a lot of big talk around him from Richmond supporters. As you know, every single player that comes into that club is an absolute jet. So it doesn't matter. It could be an absolute flop flipping hamburgers at McDonald's and he come into that football side and they say he's a freak. That's how deluded they are. They also picked up Sam Naismith, who they said who's an absolute gun. Soldo takes a dump on him as a ruckman, so you got rid of him. Anyway, wake up and start seeing the sunshine and rainbows, mate, because you're not going to be good this year. You're not going to be good this year. That's just me, personally. The Tigers.
Who retired? Koch and gone? Who retired?
Koch gone. Castagna retired. He's out. Jack Rewalt retired. He's out. Soldo got traded to Port Adelaide, and Robbie Tarrant also retired. They current injuries. Tom Lynch, dirtiest player in the game, is not playing round 1. He's recovering from a foot injury. Dion Presley, another minor hamstring issue, which is typical. Dylan Grimes is dealing with a calf. Gibcus is looking ready to go. He's got a hamstring issue. Shai Bolton's got an ankle injury. Jack Ross has a toe injury, which they've recovered from over the offseason. But what impact... what impact is Adam Muze going to have? And where's Noah Bolter's best position? doesn't really matter. They're not making finals, so that's in my opinion. So their
Ruled
team,
them out.
yeah,
They've
that's
lost a
just
lot.
me.
It's a lot
Their
of
back
bruise.
line
A lot of it's a
is
bruise.
Grimes, Tyler Young, Nathan Broad, Jaden Short, Vloston, Daniel Rioli. There's a lot of aging players in there. Marlon Pickett in the middle with Taranto and Jack Ross. Then we've got Shai Bolton, Noah Bolter, Liam Baker, Kaczynski, Tom Lynch, Dustin Martin, Hopper, Prestia, Nankervis. This is if they all get healthy and get on the park.
Yeah.
So
Big if.
I don't think they make finals this year. So that's just me personally. Yeah.
Yeah, look, if you read that team out, you just go, do they have enough? They're going to have to bring another flood of young guys in and try and build them up. And yeah.
Are they better than Carlton? No. Are they better than Collingwood? No. Are they better than Sydney? No. Like, this is off the top of my head. Are they better than Port Adelaide? No. Who else we got in there?
They're better than Adelaide.
Are they better than Melbourne? No.
Them and Adelaide are probably par, right?
I reckon Adelaide's got better young players, in my opinion. With Rochelle, they got Rochelle, Rankines on their team as well. Fogarty. I actually think they got better young players, in my opinion. So there's more teams. Obviously, we're forgetting them. I put Gold Coast ahead of them.
Do the Ticks finish in the bottom 6?
Well, they finished 13th last year.
There you go.
I don't think they make the 8. They got to bounce up 5 positions.
Fucking hell.
I can't see that happening. Fuck,
I can't see it. When you put it in perspective like that, like when you say it in that manner, you're just thinking you're like, well, and they've lost all of those guys, and you have to bring in, new guys that have to gel in with and build chemistry. I'm with you. I think you can say comfortably that Richmond will probably miss the 8 this season.
Yeah,
could finish bottom 4. I was going to say bottom 4, but I thought I'll go 6 maybe.
I'll go 9th. That's where I'm going.
Back to where they belong.
Yeah, bring them back. What about O'Neill? Oh, West Coast, Richmond. Next up, the Dockers. Nat Fyfe returning to the midfield full time, apparently, source. That's what they're saying.
Until he gets injured.
Doesn't mean absolutely anything anymore. This guy's body is just absolutely hammered. Hammered, man. Lockie Schultz is their notable loss to Collingwood, who's a massive pickup for the Pies, mind you, when we get to them next week on the show and cover the reigning premiers. Can the Dockers attack consistently? What's their forward line like? Let's have a look, because they did struggle up forward. They lost their key goal scorer in Lockie Schultz. So they've got Jackson up there, Jai Miss, Michael Walters, Sam Switkowski, Josh Treacy, and Michael Frederick is their forward line. I'm going to say no to consistent scoring. So, I don't know. I'm not convinced on the Dockers either. They'll just be run-of-the-mill again. Source.
Yep, I agree with you there. They will be run-of-the-mill, mate. I think they'll be bottom 4. They could potentially be bottom 4. If I was them, I'd just be tanking it. I mean, yeah.
Potentially. Next up, we have the D's, who had all the opportunity in the world to play in a grand final last year. They absolutely bottled both their finals, kicking, was it like 20 behinds in both of those finals games? They bottled their opportunity. Obviously, they got, you can argue, probably top 3. You can argue he's the best top 3 midfielder in the comp in Christian Petrarca. Also, Clayton Oliver when he's on the park, that is. So he had a hit out in the Pracky game. He looks like he's getting his shit together. So hopefully they can use him this year because they need him. They bring Jack Billings in from St Kilda, Shane McAdam from Adelaide, which is a big one. Marty Hoare, who used to play for, is that Adelaide? He used to play for Adelaide, I'm pretty sure, coming in from Williamstown via Foul. Tom Fullerton from Brisbane. Luke Dunstan retired, had no impact on that team. Brody Grundy traded, had no impact. James Harms had some run and carry for that team. Michael Hibberd retired. And James Jordan, who I thought was a neat player, was a free agent, went to Sydney. So Harrison Petty, some soreness. McAdam, tightness in his calf. Ben Brown, knee. Tom Ford and hamstring. They got a few injuries floating, but hopefully they're up and running by the time the season starts. The big question, and it's a question that happens every year, is who's the ruck backup for Max Gawn if he gets injured? They'll work it out. They'll work it out. They arguably have the best midfield in the whole entire competition.
Yeah. Top 8 locks. Top 8 locks. I think they're like
So,
some bookies have them at $1.53 to make the top 8. If you want to chuck together a little futures multi, that's a nice little leg in there to bump up a multi. Put that in with some NRL. There's some NRL.
You can argue they got probably the best backline in the comp with Tomlinson, Stephen May, Trent Rivers, Jake Lever, Jake Bowie, and Judd McVie. Then they've got Ed Langdon, who's a consistent player for them. Clayton Oliver, Caleb Windsor, he's new. Then they got Petty, Fritsch, Neil Bullen up forward. Shane McAdam, who's a great addition for that club because they need goals. Van Rooyen and Cozzy Pickett. And then, of course, they got Gorn, Viney, and Petraka in the middle there. Not to mention they do have Brayshaw, Christian Salem as well with experience, Charlie Spargo. Jack Billings is there. He's listed as an emergency in the best 23 for 2024, but you can easily fit him into their forward line as another goal scorer. So these, top 8. Top 8 source. I'm with you. Last 3 before we move on. We've got Port Adelaide. Can the Power break the final shackles? It doesn't matter who they got in source. They got in Asava Radagalia. They got in Soldo, who's a great, he's a good ruckman. They picked up Zerk Thatcher from the Dons. But source. It doesn't matter. They lost Riley Bonner delisted, Trent Dumont delisted, Xavier Dersma Essendon, Orazio Fantasia was delisted, Tom Jonas retired, Scott Lysette retired. They lost a few players, but source. All I'm saying about Port Adelaide, I say it every season. We've been doing this podcast for 3 years, going on 4 years, and we say the same thing. They're flat track bullies. And they can't win when it counts. And until they can win when it counts, I don't care where they finish because it's irrelevant. So
not finishing the top 8, but good enough.
And as we said last year, they were an absolute shambles. And then their coach, what's his name, Ken Hinkley, did the ultimate robbery of David Koch, and he just coached this team like crazy, got paid the bag, and then he fumbled at the end as he's done every other year. So props to you, Kenny. Props to you.
Okay, Kenny.
For a guy that knows all about finance in David Koch, you fucking made a very poor investment there, mate. So that's all I'm saying. So well done, Koshy. So Port, for me, I don't really care what happens with them. They'll finish in the top 8. They're too good at home unless it's finals. Rosie, I expect to go to another level. Butters, they've got great players in their football side. So, last 2 source. One of your favorite teams is the Blues. I know you hate this mob with a passion as an Essendon supporter. Fell short in a prelim.
Surprised everyone getting to a prelim, let me tell you.
Well, they had the belief. You said it. You heard it in that cafe. You broke that news live on this show.
That news. I was the only one to break the news in all of Melbourne, mate. All right?
You broke the news on this show.
All of Australia. No one had that inside scoop but me.
Correct.
The leaders of the club at a cafe in my local area, in Brunswick, at a cafe, right? Chatting, speaking away. And the belief, and I did the old sit close enough but not too close, and I could hear what was going on. here what was going on. They had the belief. So, maybe that belief, shines through this season and they're able to kick off from the beginning because they had a bit of a rough start at the start of the season. They came home strong. So, they need to be better from the outset and not give themselves as much to do. But it'll be interesting because
they're top 4, surely.
I seen they had a few injuries, so maybe they might be missing a few. Sam Walsh is injured again.
Lower back, I saw.
So, that's not good. But yeah, look, Carlton fans should be excited. You did make a prelim last year, but you never know. You don't want a scenario. I mean, look at Sydney. They made a grand final, and then what happened the year after? They didn't make the finals, right? So it can happen. Let's not count the chickens before they hatch. Count your eggs or your chickens, whatever the saying is. But one game at a time. You need to be better from the beginning. You've got a brand of football that can win games. That's the important. Right? That's the important thing. You've got a brand of football that can win games. And win your tight games. Yeah. And you wonder, and look, I think the thing that's going to hold them better this season, Doma, is how they were in that scenario a few years back where they were just losing all those close games? Well, last year was the year where they pieced it together and figured out how to win those close games. So you build that confidence as a group. I think that will hold them in good stead this season. And I feel like, yes, you can definitely put Carlton as a lock for a top 8. Will they finish top 4? I'm not going to go as far as Doma. I don't know. We'll see.
I'm going to say top 4. I think top 4. I hope Harry Mackay went in. I hope Harry Mackay, all he did was just kick set shots in the whole off season. That's all he did. I don't care if he comes back. I don't care if he comes back.
Absolutely blasted when I went down to a training. Funny enough, Dom, this is a little story.
Oh, here we go.
I was walking around Princess Park.
Here we go.
Working away, walking away. Right, got paid to walk. It's a good job, right? Then I see that there's the door's open. I'm like, I can hear the boys inside. Anyway, I walk around with my client. We go inside. I said, let's go watch the training. He's like, yeah, let's go inside. So we go in. All right, sit down there. And lo and behold, I sit there right on the side, right on the center wing. Sun's blaring, sitting there watching them. And they're doing a transition drill. You've got the bibs and the non-bibs. And you've got the transition drill. You've got the turnover. The ground's been shortened. So it's only 3/4 of the ground, so not the full ground. And they've got witches' hats as the other goals. And it's a turnover thing, and it's meant to be that once the ball gets turned over, it's all about quick movement, play on, movement. Gets to Harry Mackay. He gets the ball, stops, and kicks it 15 meters backwards. Vossi blows his whistle. What the fuck are you doing? What's the movement? Quick! You're going backwards! Starts absolutely drilling the bloke. Sorry, Harry Mackay. This did happen. I was there. Got absolutely blasted. And then it was continued drill. But it was pretty funny. I have to admit, because just as a bystander, watching the drill for 5 minutes, I figured out exactly what they were trying to do. It's that quick transition. Teams flood. Teams push back this day. You get the turnover in defense. Quick, move the ball on. Get the one-on-ones down forward. They've got Charlie Kerner. They've got Harry Mackay. They've got the big guns down there. That should be their game plan. And I think that is their obvious game plan. And on this occasion, Harry Mackay didn't quite understand the game.
Poor Harry. Is that a mare? Last team, and probably the most important team for one of us, is the Bombers. Now, your notable ins, let me go through.
Top 8 lock!
The lid's already off,
Top
mate.
8 lock!
This is the first time the lid's actually come off for you. Are you
Top
serious?
8 lock! No, I'm not being serious.
You've lost the plot.
Absolute idiot.
Nate Caddy, top 10 pick.
Come on, tell us. Who we got?
You've got Nate Caddy coming in the top 10 pick. I saw a lot of him play footballs, so he's pretty good. Dersma from Port Adelaide comes in. Goldstein from North. Jay Gresham from St Kilda. Ben Mackay from North Melbourne as well. Outs, D'Ambrosio. McDonald, Tipperwoody retired. Andrew Phillips retired. James Stewart delisted. Zerk Thatcher traded to Port. Dylan Shield, foot recovering. Can Brad Scott's second season bring a drought-breaking finals win? Sauce.
Mate, I'm not sure if you've seen the article that was in a newspaper about this he's trying to change the bring an elite standard to Essendon, what it takes to be an elite club, and if you aren't at the standard, it will stand out in a big way. Well, you know what I got to say, Brad Scott? It's all talk. Show me on the fucking field, because every year on the field, same shit happens every single year. We lack
chance.
we lack the ability to maintain our game through 4 quarters. We always have lapses in games that ends up costing us and us losing games. So we have to see if we can piece it together. It'll be interesting to see, what they do down back. Obviously losing the Thatch, who was, forming up to be a good player that obviously was forced to take the number 1 option. He's probably not the number 1 option guy. It would have been good to be able to keep him as a complementary piece to big Harry Mackay, who we've brought into the club from your boys. So he'll obviously take the number 1 option down forward as a defender. And look, I don't know, Doma. I'm the most pessimistic Essendon supporter you ever meet. It's been 20 years of misery. We haven't even won up, not let alone. Don't worry about making the finals. I mean, we need to do that. But we haven't won a final in 20 years. So it doesn't mean you can make it there. But if you can't even get past the first week, what's even the point of turning up? 20 years we haven't been past the first week of finals. And I've just got this feeling that it's going to be 21 years this year as well.
Well, I'm not going to make a comment on your team. I don't know what's going to happen. The only comment I'll make is...
They talk us up every year in the media.
Mick Malthouse says you're going to win the flag every year, doesn't he? I reckon he does that. He does it deliberately. You do know that, to put the moz on you. But I think Brad Scott was a good appointment. It is his second year. Did you see anything change last year with him coming in from the previous year?
No. Look, I felt like we had more of a game plan.
Well, there you go. That's the beginning.
We were better in aspects of the game. So you look, yes, second year in. Let's hope he can, able to influence more players to buy into his culture and the way he wants to run things. I feel like he needs to, guys like, and I think I read there was another article about Jake Stringer and his contribution, what he needs from Jake Stringer. I think Jake Stringer has to be one of the first guys to be made example of. I mean, you can't have passages in this day and age. You just can't have passages. You got to have guys that are still putting in 100%, and his lack of defensive, will, should you say, he doesn't really put into many chases. And then if he's not affecting the game offensively, what is he doing? That's the reality, because he's really a one-way guy. He needs his 15 touches, can give you 3-4 goals off 15 touches. But if he doesn't even get those 15 touches, or he's off on the day, I mean, we really can't afford that. So I feel like he's a guy that might be on a bit of a short leash. I don't know. He might turn into a bit of a whipping boy. Who knows? I hope that's not the case, and I hope we do see the best Jake Stringer this year. But once again, always I feel like injuries will once again plague him as they do most seasons. It'll be interesting to see.
Global says we need to play the transition game with speed and accuracy.
Yeah, the reality is, Global, is we lack guys with foot skill in our team. And I say this every season. When you got Andy McGrath, Heppel bringing the ball out, bringing the ball out of the back line. You got Ridley last season was forced to play on, one of the best defenders. And he's our best ball user who should be getting the run off and delivering it because he's one of our best kicks. We don't have that option because he's forced to play at all. We lose Thatcher. So, let's hope Reed can build up into that and can come so that, Ridley can be play on the third tool. He can fly across, take the intercept marks, and can rebound and start our attacks. That's what we need.
Yeah, that's okay. Well, at least you've seen something change, and hopefully you see some more improvement again this year. Whatever that may be, it is what it is, Source. But we'll wait and see. That is it. That's the first 12 teams we've gone through. We'll go through the last 6 next week. And I'm going to throw it to you, Source, because it's time to get into a sad segment this week, and that is the UFC.
It is. It's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a tough one. But make sure you're not the smelly guy at the gym and roll in with confidence with Roll Clean soap and destroy the competition. We got the lemon twist here. Smells absolutely amazing. They got the beard oil, they got the magnesium bar salts, they got the boost balms, they got the works. Rollclean.com.au. Head down there and also check them out on socials at Rollclean Soap. They'll hook you up. Let them know Double Coverage sent you, and type Double Coverage at the checkout for 20% off your first order. It doesn't get better than that. Doma, UFC 298, the Volk versus Topuria. I talked it up. I really thought the Volk coming back to his weight division, he's not gonna wipe the floor with Topuria, but I felt like Topuria hadn't faced a guy as elusive as the Volk, who is willing to take him to the ground. Well, boy, was I wrong. El Matador dethrones Alexander the Great, knocks him out cold with a right hand, short right hook, which was followed up from a flurry of combos of punches. Had Volk up against the fence. Volk trying to evade, ducks right into it. I feel like there he was going back too much. He needed to go back and slip out. But he got caught with one. And knocked out. Congratulations to Topuria. Obviously, 15-0 now, and looks like he's going to try run this division. The Volk definitely deserves a rematch. I think he'll get one at some point, but he needs to take some time off. And when I say time, he needs to take 6 months minimum. He needs to have some proper time off, relax. He's had 2 knockouts in a row, and he needs to come back better than ever. And hopefully, in that time, Topuria maybe he's got another title defense, and then gets a title defense under his belt, and then maybe the Volk gets a rematch, as he said, maybe in Spain, which would be a crazy place to go and try to take the belt back. But what better way to do it and write your story? So, look, I will say. It was disappointing. Obviously, Volk's my guy. I still think he's an amazing fighter. I think you need to remember, ladies and gentlemen, he was 15. He held the belt. There's a difference between guys holding the belt for that long and a guy like Volk holding the belt for that long. He defended his title 5 times. Khabib defended his title once or twice and then retired. You understand? You get to the top, you're the hunted now. Right, it's harder to keep that title every time. You keep winning title fights. You got to understand something inside you as a fighter. As much as you feel that accomplishment, when you keep winning, sort of that, especially in those title fights, probably it sort of becomes tiresome to always keep winning. But nonetheless, I feel like he'll be back. He'll definitely be back. And, Topuria, he's the real deal, man. And we knew he had power. We didn't deny that. I said he's got power. He needs to be careful because he could get knocked out by Topuria. And that's what happened. So it just baffled me, the game plan by the Volk. I felt like he should have tried to take him to the ground. Someone saying, but he's had 5 submissions. I said, who's a better wrestler? Islam Makhachev or Ilia Topuria? You tell me. Everyone would say Makhachev. And he went toe-to-toe with Makhachev on the ground in fight number 1 and held his own. So why couldn't he do that sort of same to we've seen how much it tired Makhachev out, all the wrestling and everything. That's what he needs to do to Topuria. Tire him out, then his hands aren't as strong. He can't, that knockout power is gone. And that's when the Volk, his aerobic capacity would have kicked in round 4 and 5, where Topuria has never been before. And he would have taken to the depths of the deep rounds. And that's how he had to win that fight. That's how I thought that fight was going to go down, Dom. But the fact that he didn't even try one takedown in all of round 1 or even, that parts of round 2, I don't know why. You allow a guy to stay on his feet and pick his shots like that, he's going to have that power the whole fight. So, yeah, I don't know. But props to Topuria because he hunted him down like he calls himself the El Matador, and he did. The combo that got him to that point to land that punch, had Volk on the back foot massively, and he had nowhere to run because he ran into the fence and then he got knocked out. So, yeah, disappointing. But other than that, Doma, it was a big card. It was a great card. UFC 298, Dana White and the crew put on a massive, massive card again. You had a co-main event. Robert Whittaker, our boy, got the job done over Paulo Costa with a decision. That was a good fight. Ian Machado, Ian Gary, got the split decision over Jeff Neal. That was a pretty close fight. Merab Dashishvili defeated Henry Cejudo. That was an absolute domination. Anthony Hernandez beats Roman Kopolov. So good win by Hernandez. And then we had Amanda Lemos defeating Mackenzie Dern. Marcus Rodrigo de Lima knocking out Junior Tafa. We knew someone was getting knocked out there. And then, I won't go any further. But it was a big card. There is, I believe, a card coming this weekend, the 25th. Main card kicks off from 2 p.m. It's Moreno versus Royval, number 2. So the last fight was a pretty good, really good fight.
Yeah, that was a elite fight.
Yeah, it was a great
I watched
fight.
that one.
So
yeah.
definitely worth tuning in. And well, mate, let me just tell you, this is a great card. I will say this is a great card, ladies and gentlemen. Brendan Moran brought in Royval in the flyweight as the main event. And then you got the co-main event, Rodriguez against Brian Ortega. You've got to think whoever wins this fight probably potentially gets a title shot at Topuria next. And then you've got Daniel Zellhuber against Francisco Prado in the lightweight. And then our boy, Raul Rosas Jr. in the bantamweight division against Ricky Turchios. He's back. Rosas Jr. So let's see if he can get the job done. And no other notable names here, but still looks like a decent card. Couple of Brazilians on the card, so that's always exciting. And quite a few Mexicans on the card because it is in Mexico. So they've found as many Mexicans on the card as they can and matched them up. So it should be an absolute cracker. UFC Fight Night Moreno versus Royval, number 2.
Beauty. Thank you very much, Saucy. We did forget to mention a couple things on in the AFL segment. Got a few questions I think that have come through here. Sorry, no questions there. But Joel Smith, drug trafficking charge from the D's. That got released just before the podcast. Interesting stuff there. We'll see what happens. No comment. Don't need to make one. The other one is Taron Thomas, 18-week ban. Allegedly is going to be put down upon him. I'll make a comment on this one, Source, since it is my football club. And all I'm going to say is everything you see, read, or hear about this story is 100% factual. So that's all I'm saying. I can tell you that from great sources. Great sources. And Matthew Lloyd put a comment and said it could be one of the most biggest waste of talents to ever play AFL. And Matthew Lloyd is not my source, ladies and gentlemen, but the person I have spoken to regarding this says that he is the most talented footballer he has ever seen in his life. That is how good he is. He just said he's an absolute head case. Absolute head case. He's got no self-control. Lemon. Yeah. And that is a quote. The most talented footballer I have ever seen. Talented and great are two different things. You got to understand that. All right? I'm not saying he's the greatest footballer ever, ladies and gentlemen. Don't misconstrue the words. Talent only takes you so far. You got to put in the hard work, and if you nurture that talent, you potentially could become the greatest footballer ever. But unfortunately, his head's not screwed on his shoulders. It's floating above in bloody cloud, whatever the fuck it's floating in at the moment. And he's going to be out for 18 weeks. He's not going to get re-signed at the end of the year. Our CEO is a female, so there's absolutely zero chance he's getting a contract extension. Zero. He's gone. Whether it's listed, traded, I'm just saying he's gone. Source. North Melbourne supporters. Regardless, I'm just saying, female CEO doesn't help his cause. Regardless, he probably should go because he's literally clogging a spot where we can probably develop someone else where he continues to keep acting like a lemon. And we've put all the resources possible as a football club to help this person. I'm not saying we shouldn't. This person doesn't need help. We have helped him as a football club, ladies and gentlemen. We have helped him. We have helped this person. There's only so far you can help them within a football club before you have to let them go, and you need to seek help help externally from the football club. Maybe he feels a bit too comfortable in that environment and he's not taking the advice too seriously. So now I think he needs to walk away from football and get help. He does need help externally from the world of football because obviously all the eyes on him and the fame and the fortune clearly has got to his head. And partial blame, as I keep saying, is North Melbourne for paying him that much money after 1 year of football. Absolute stupidity, in my opinion, giving him that much money. So I will not just sit here and say Taron Thomas, yes, for what he's done, but North Melbourne, you are to blame to some capacity for the way that he's acted. So both parties, mate, have to be accountable. You can't just sit there and say Taron. North Melbourne, whoever made the calls, made those decisions. Instead of, well, we can't just single out one person in North Melbourne. One in, all in. So you're all accountable. You're all at fault, in my opinion. So
fair call.
That's it. All right, let's get to hobby talk, Sauce. Let's get to hobby talk. There isn't much. There's a lot of product reviews, and I've got some good ones because we like to look at a fair few of these. And I've got Upper Deck, Sauce. Goodwin Champions 2024.
Yes.
Yeah, we like looking at these because we get sometimes they chuck in an athlete here or there that gets us a bit excited that we might be able to chase on eBay as a single. Here, you know what it's like. A gazillion chase colors. You've got rainbow red, blue, green, orange, rainbow, tarazzo, cosmic, tortoise shell, sky, aquamarine, purple pulsar, golden treasures, double coverage lemon. You got it all in this product, Sauce. They're all here. Who have we got? Arian Knighton. I don't know who the hell this guy is. Splash of color cards have a 3D lenticular card. Upper Deck Bounty, autos. Who's this? Bobby Finke. I don't have a clue who this idiot is either. We know who this guy is. Goody Autographs. Tiger Woods. What do you got here? Battle of Dunkirk. A uniform button from World War II, Sauce, in the card. That's interesting. This is what I like about this product. There's different types of mem cards in the product, autos, exquisite black diamonds, De'Aaron Fox. Who have we got here? Annalie Waters, pickleball. That's just ripped off straight out of Flawless. This one here, this design, but doesn't matter. Quad diamond. Don't know who that is. Frankenstein's monster, whatever. What the hell's going on here? Anyway, what to expect? 5 cards per pack, 15 packs per box, 16 boxes a case, 150 cards is the set size. Release date is subject to change, so we don't know just yet who the autographs are in the product. But what to expect in the box: autos, mem, manufactured patch cards of platinum premium inserts, 2 turtles, 6 young guns, 6 platinum variants, splash of color base short prints, 10. Goodwin needs a Le Mans set. Tiger Woods is the GOAT. Very nice. Well, we like these Frankenstein literary classic Sauce. Man, we should send in the Where's Juanito pages, and they could turn that into a card with Juan Garcia's head on it. That'd be a lovely set. Anyone found that guy yet? Yeah, probably not.
Where is he? Juanito.
Yeah, who knows? Next one, Sauce. 2023. We're going to Leaf. We don't care about these Le Mans companies, mate. They piss me off at the moment. Panini and Fanatics and History Book Sport Edition Chapter 1 Checklist. Sauce, look at this card I'm about to show you. Quad booklet. Pele, Endrick, Garnacho, Ronaldo Nazario, Haaland, Phil Foden, Zinedine Zidane. 8 auto booklet. Leafs History Sports Edition Chapter 1 Checklist Overview. Who have we got here? Terry Bradshaw, who's a legend of the game. Brett Favre, a legend of the game. And Justin Herbert, who's accomplished jack shit. So he's nothing just yet. Have a look at this. Souvenir Sauce. 6 patch souvenir booklet. of Kobe Bryant. We've got Dom Mattingly, Henderson, and Sandbar. Ken Griffey, Schmidt, and Ripken. There's a whole bunch of guys here. Is it going to? Yes, we've got a checklist here. 2 cards per pack, 1 pack per box, 10 boxes per case source. Feb 16, 2024 came out during the week. What to expect in a hobby box, book cards, 2 of them. What have we got? Autobiography checklist. We've got Garnacho in here. Alcaraz, Leclerc, Cristiano Ronaldo, Dan Marino, Debo Samuel, Haaland, Emmett Smith, Greek Freak, Harden, Herbert, Montana. This is actually a good, very good checklist so far. Kevin Durant, Lionel Messi, Miguel Cabrera, Mike Tyson, Nikola Jokic, Patrick Ewing, Randy Moss, Rafael Nadal, Stephen Curry, Sandy Koufax, Sergio Perez, Shaun White, the snowboarder, and Tyson Fury. The Black Book checklists. We've got a Curry, Trae Young, Kevin Durant, Nikola Jokic, Magic Johnson, Patrick Ewing, Clyde Drexler, Dominic Wilkins booklet, auto booklet.
What's this product, Doma?
It is Leaf History Book Sports Edition, Chapter 1.
That has to be one of the greatest autograph checklists I've ever seen.
It's unbelievable. Look at this book. Montana, Marino, Favre, Elway, Staubach, Theismann, Bradshaw, Bob Greasy.
This is what I'll say. You can say what you want. You can say what you want about Leaf and it being having unlicensed and all that stuff. But have a look at a Panini checklist and what you get in types of the quality of autos compared to the quality of autos and guys' autos you're getting in this checklist. Like, just do that, ladies and gentlemen.
Look at this next one.
This is
I
unbelievable.
already read the Cristiano Ronaldo one, the soccer one at the. Look at this one: Mike Tyson, Tyson Fury, Floyd Mayweather, Tommy Hearns, Conor McGregor, Sugar Sean O'Malley, Georges St. Pierre, and Colby Covington.
It's pretty crazy. That's cool.
That's crazy, cool. Bro. This card's got OJ Simpson. It's got blood on his autograph, piece of the glove. That's crazy. Look at this one: Rafael Nadal, Steph Curry, Ken Griffey Jr., Sergio Perez, Erling Haaland, Mike Tyson, Kevin Durant, and Hulk Hogan. Just chuck in the Hulkster source. Why not? This is the. Oh, is that just the normal card? Oh, no, it's a black book. Then we've got book club checklist. I don't know who these guys are. Harry Maguire on a card. Come on, man. You gave him too many props, Source. You gave him too many props. Luka Modric, Camavinga. Oh, this is sick. This is a Real Madrid card. Modric, Camavinga, Valverde, Benzema, Ronaldo, Vinicius, Gareth Bale, Di Maria. Bro, what a card. Book signing checklist. Anyone else in here? This is actually pretty sick. Double booked checklist. So dual autos, Haaland, Lewandowski, Greek Freak, Durant Harden, Larry Bird, Robert Parrish, Messi Haaland, Curry Haaland. That's interesting. Combo. Stephen Curry, Kevin Durant. Dressed to the nines. Oh, there's some cards here, Source. Messi, Ronaldo Nazario, Haaland, Foden, and Kylian Mbappe. Oh, Source. Pele, Maradona, Messi, Beckham, Ronaldo, and Ronaldo Nazario. Kobe Bryant, Julius Erving, Allen Iverson, Mike Trout, Mickey Mantle, Joe DiMaggio. This has got to be just piece of their jersey. I think this is just jersey, dressed to the nines. I'm assuming this is just like Patch's Source.
Probably. Still pretty cool.
That's crazy. Pete Maravich. Mem. That's interesting. Fuck, this is sick. Legendary lineup. Matchbook. Alcaraz, Rafa Nadal. That's a nice card. Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair.
Are these autos?
Matchbook. I'm not sure if they are.
Okay.
It'd be sick if it was. Record book. Anyway, this is pretty sick sauce.
Good checklist. Pretty good checklist.
It's only getting
Check
better.
it out, ladies. Check it out.
I've come with the goods tonight, mate. You think I'm keeping the best to last. I've got two more. The next one, Sauce, you're going to love this one because we covered this as a preview, but it's got a bit of a checklist this time.
Yes.
Leaf, Metal Legends, Wrestling, and the first card that comes up is Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, and Stone Cold Steve Austin, dual auto. There's the Rock autos that we saw so much in the preview. Obviously, the Sylvester Stallone, Hulk Hogan, John Cena. Look at this. The Rock, Hogan, Ric Flair, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Quad auto, ladies and gentlemen. There's no price. March 1st, this comes out. So also, if you can find a price somewhere, pre-order on this product, I don't know, on DA Card World. Oh, there's no actual checklist for it yet. We'll have to come back and look at this checklist, though, when it does drop. Because these cards are just ridiculous. So March 1st, ladies and gentlemen.
Hang on.
I've got the best till last. You're going to love the last set, bro. I'm so excited for this one. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait for this. Ladies and gentlemen, the next preview is product. I'm going to go see Blaise or whoever the hell. This is product of the year, ladies and gentlemen.
He's calling it product of the year.
Product of the year, ladies and gentlemen. Panini Prism Monopoly 23-24. Yes, they're going around again. It wasn't just a one-off. But Sauce, look who we can get in Monopoly 23-24. Victor Wembanyama, rookie Monopoly cards. We're on. We're on. Scoot Henderson. And of course, Sauce, you got the Monopoly, the Color of Money, Monopoly Blast cards. But the most important card, don't worry about Wemby, Trae Young. Don't worry about any of them. He's the Charizard of Monopoly. He is the Monopoly man. He does no knee. And have a look at this bad boy. The Monopoly guy. Mr. Monopoly himself.
I wonder what he's going to go for. That'll be funny.
Mr. Monopoly himself. I know this is your favorite product, Sauce. You love it dearly.
It is my favorite product.
So that comes out February 18th. So that's out, ladies and gents. So go out there and collect your Prism Monopoly basketball. That's it from me. I'm done. I've got nothing else for you, ladies and gents. So Saucy, unless you got something.
What was the product called? Leaf. What was it? Metal Wrestling. No, there's nothing on DA. There's nothing on DA Card World just yet. So
okay,
yeah, be on the lookout, ladies and gentlemen. It looks as though it's there's nothing out there yet. Anyway, Doma, I only have one thing, and it's. I'll just bring it up.
What do you got for us?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not sure if you're aware, but hang on, I'm just going to bring up the window because I want to be able to swap to it. The other one. One Piece OP07 booster boxes are on pre-order. Now, I've got this website up here, Gameology, and they've got the pre-orders at 280. You can still get boxes. You should be able to still film boxes around $200 for pre-order, 180. Pre-order a box. Pre-order a box, ladies and gentlemen, because I have a strong feeling that this OP07 is going to go up purely based off the fact that there is a manga waifu, or whatever they call it, waifu, in there, which is essentially a woman character. In this case, this beautiful lady who was on screen, who I have I think it's Bulba.
It's Boa Hancock.
Boa, there you go. Right, I don't know the names. I don't know.
I know the name. I watch the show.
Right, Doma watches the show. Right, so Doma's familiar with this character. Obviously, a popular character. Very, they draw them with nice curved features.
She's not really popular, Sauce, but you can see why people that are obsessed with
Yes,
She's not a
right.
popular character. She's actually useless. But anyway, you can see why people are intrigued.
But in the realms of the One Piece card game, these cards drive collectors nuts. This card alone will push the price of these boxes up. So I did see somewhere or 200. I think that I only looked for like 5 minutes. I've got a bookmark of like 30 different sites that I can look on. I only looked on about 3 or 4, and I found the lowest I found was $200 a box. So you could probably find something around for 175, 180. If you can lock in a box around the 170 to $200 a box, I think it's definitely a buy, and just hold on to it. Just stash it away, hold on to it, because hang on, bring it up. 130 point.
You just love this. I love this too. I sold out, but I'm happy.
Oh no, I failed there. It's not working. One Piece.
I love it. I love the Monopoly Prism. It's like you can collect it to play the game.
There you go.
Just get the card.
1,000 USD they're worth now. 1,000 USD.
I'm not complaining. And
I'm not exactly sure what some of the other ones are, but if you go OPO, I think OPO 5 was a pretty popular one, which I didn't really catch on to. It's already up to 260 USD a box. Dollar.
Yeah, because it's got the Gear 5 Luffy in it there.
Yeah, right. Which I didn't catch on to. I wasn't really following it. And actually, I was like to my brother, man, why don't you tell me there's a good card in there? I would have pre-ordered a box, man. I didn't freaking follow the series. I just know how popular this game is. I actually don't think people understand. I actually think that we're going to get to a point. I mean, DBZ people playing the game is pretty popular, but I think it's being subseded by One Piece.
It has been. You know why it's been superseded by it? Because it's still active as manga and as an anime. It's active.
Yeah, true.
Dragon Ball Z is too inconsistent. It'll pop up here and there, and it's like, oh, we've got a movie, but we're not doing anything for the last 4 years or 3 years. So it's relevant because of its history, but it's not like pop culture relevant at the moment because it's not currently showing on a weekly basis, or chapters are being written on a weekly basis. That's why One Piece has just been consistently going for 20 years or whatever the hell it is. I know it's still going, Dan, but it's inconsistent is what I'm saying, because it's not out every week. There's a new chapter out every week for One Piece. That's what I'm not saying it's stopped. It hasn't stopped. I'm just saying it's inconsistent in terms of release. Yeah, a monthly release. Yeah, fair enough. I haven't heard anything about recently. So that's the thing, but it is going to overtake it. The products are going crazy. It's already up to OPO 7. Like, it's mental.
Yeah,
the cards are nice. The cards are actually really nice as well.
Yeah, and it's not like every one goes up. I mean, let's have a look here. Here's the OPO 4, not a very popular set. Boxes are still sitting at 100 to 90 to 100 USD. So, nearly what the pre-order price was here in Australia, right? So it's not every single set goes up. You have to pick and choose your sets. I mean, OPO 2 did pretty well. OPO 5 did well, and I feel like OPO 7 is going to be another one that does really well. I'm not too sure about OPO 6. I do know you can still get some boxes of that around. Well, actually, just for research sake, we'll have a look and see what OPO 6 is doing at the moment. Yeah, they're going for around 200 USD, so it's not super expensive. Maybe gone up like $50 or so from original price, $50-$60.
I did multiverse. What I sell it for was it 800.
Yeah, 800. I think you had, but you probably could have had it at 1,000 and got it. But at 800, the guy didn't even. He literally just said, "Yeah, what's your details?" and sent the money. Right? Maybe if you had it at 1,100 or 1,200, they might be trying to barter you. But I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, when you buy the box for $130, and you sell for 800, you can't complain. You know what I
Correct.
mean? Like, you can't complain. Like,
No, I agree.
It reminded me.
Oh, there you
chapter
go.
comes out in 6 hours.
Well, that's good to know. Frick. I've been waiting
Yeah.
for ages, man.
Is that DBZ, is it?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Get me
that was just
sleep.
my little shout, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hope once again on all these things, I put my money where my mouth is. I've had a look, did a bit of research, was like, yeah, all right, I'm gonna buy a box, and I don't rip anything, so the box will just sit there sealed in the collection, and maybe one day I'll sell it to someone else. So, but yeah, I think OPO7 One Piece is definitely one to buy, and just stash it away. Just stash it away. I mean, if you want to buy it and then sell it in 6 months, you should still hopefully be up on what the original price was. I feel like it's going to be popular. So, but also at the same time, we know how popular it's getting. So, do they start amping up the print runs? You're getting now more reprints and things like that. So, we don't know how that's going to affect the longevity of One Piece prices and boxes. That's a game no one knows until the market decides, sort of thing, or how.
Dan wants to know where's the best place to pre-order in Australia.
Damn. So let's see if I can find it. There's a few sites that I've pre-ordered. I mean, you can pre-order off like Good Games. There's Pro Gamers. Gameology you can, but if you want to pre-order off Gameology, you want to get their first pre-order release. They're like the cherry of TCG. They release their first ones nice and cheap, and then slowly they just get them more expensive. They do the old cherry method, but so yeah, if you do get you will always be able to get a pre-order at Gameology because they seem to get a large amount of stock. But once again, their prices are pretty average if you're not getting on the first pre-orders. There's also TCG Group AU, who I've shouted out on this show before and been into their hobby shop. And then yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if the likes of Cherry and stuff do pre-orders on this. I'm not sure. But then I'm just trying to think of some other ones. I've just gone through my bookmarks just to throw through a few out there for people. There's also like Rogue Online, Collectibles Madness. You never know. One that I've found before that some people might not know, but like Game Traders. I'm not sure if you've heard of Game Traders. I don't know if they're around in Victoria anymore, but they used to be. But they are still in like South Australia and New South Wales and across the country. So you can check out different Game Traders. And because Game Traders, I believe it's like a franchise ownership sort of situation. I think each sort of store has their own sort of or decides what sort of stock they want to buy. So each store stocks different things. So you can check out them. They also do some pre-orders on cards and stuff. And then I'm just trying to think what else. What other ones that I've got here? Yeah, there's heaps. I don't know if these guys still run Titan Pop Culture. I don't know if they have One Piece. But I've ordered cards off them before. It's just, man, and I'm sure there's probably more that have popped up that I actually don't know now. But yeah, there's a few for you, Dan.
Easy. We're done and dusted, Sauce.
Yeah, we are done and dusted. That's a show for another week, and I hope you enjoy it, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks once again. Keep living, loving, and breathing sport. I'm Dom with the Great Man Sauce. Remember, Melbourne Card Fair this Sunday. Go check it out if you're free.
There's also a cards show in Sydney, so check that one out if you are in Sydney. Find out the details. Ashfield, I believe it's at Ashfield.
Yes.
But as for the North Melbourne or Melbourne Card Fair, which is in North Melbourne, make sure you check out the Instagram page, or make sure you check out our story because Doma will have shared it in there, so you'll be aware of the situation. But yeah, make sure you head down. It starts at 10 a.m. Till 2 p.m. So it's a 4-hour small show, which is short and sharp, which is nice.
80 plus tables, I hear, Source as well.
Yeah,
it's gonna be
I think people are pumped, man. People are pumped. It's the first one of the year. It seems as though it's gonna be jamming, and I'll be down there. So come say hello, and maybe we can trade, make some deals. I don't know, have some fun,
easy,
talk a bit of shit.
All right, peace.
Catch ya. Thank you for tuning in. Please don't forget to leave a review on the Apple Podcasting app. Also, follow us on socials: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Talking All Sports, Double Curve.